All right, so this is my first attempt at trying to do one of these little hangouts here. So obviously I'm not all done up in my hair and makeup and just a little gym shirt here. But any which way, it's my goal to start doing these hangouts every single week and to be consistent at doing them. Mostly, I try to live by that quote by Zig Ziglar: "You help enough people get what they want, and you will eventually get what you want in the process." So the goal of these hangouts is basically to talk about the power of thinking and the power it has over our own lives. Long story short, got out of Marine Corps after 12 years. I was a real negative person, real angry position in life. And you kind of learn a few things. When I was growing up, I was brought up Christian, religious, in and out of the church, just like the normal family, whatever you want to call it. And then I got in the Marine Corps. I kept religious for a little bit, and then life happens and stuff gets in the way, and I ended up getting married, divorced, and after 12 years I got out of the Marine Corps, and the divorce and everything is just like a big culmination of things happening in my own life. So I knew that something needed to change. It wasn't faith, it wasn't I don't know what it was, but in retrospect, I've developed the habit of reading a lot, doing a lot of research, a lot of thinking, a lot of listening to audio. So I try not to watch TV as much, try to keep my mind focused on the positive vice the negative, because I was a real negative person before. So all that being said, I've done this intense reading regimen, if you will, to which I read books like Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Positive Thinking, Law of Success in 16 Lessons, and many, many others, As a Man Thinketh. And I don't just read them, but I reread them, and I reread them, and I try to apply them to my life. One thing I started to understand is that the more of those books that I read, the more it just starts coming out of me in other areas. And what I mean by that, case in point, I used to have real bad road rage. And I still subject to it every once in a great while. But after reading, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People like 3-4 times, I just noticed that I stopped getting mad about things that happen out in traffic. And it wasn't something that I was trying to purposefully do. It just started happening. It's weird. It gets in your subconscious, the information, and you start living by this manner. Same thing in my personal relationship. I used to get angry and annoyed at different things, insecure about where I was financially, different things like that. But after reading those books, I get a deeper calm and confidence, and it's not a superficial sort of, yeah, I'm confident, or yeah, I know things are going to work out, but it's a deeper understanding that things are working out for my good, and that the only thing I really need to do is keep my mind focused on the positive. So with all that being said, that's also the purpose of these hangouts I'm going to start doing every Saturday. I'm not a big guy for hangouts. I mean, I do love to run my mouth, but at the same time, I like to give content, and I like to give it quickly, and I like to move on to the next thing. So the hangouts in the beginning, maybe 15-20 minutes every single week, depending on if people ask questions, or if you interact or send me an email or whatever, you have questions about anything. But for the most part, it's different things that I experience in my life that I've learned from. I'm going to try my best to give you the most value for your time in watching these hangouts. So with all that being said, that's my little brief introduction to this, because the power of your thinking affects you so much, and it permeates everything, every decision, every move, every reaction, your body language, your conviction, your tone, how you answer questions, how you get annoyed, how you handle yourself. It just affects absolutely everything. And so in this hangout, the goal is to work on our thinking collectively to raise ourselves to that next level. Now, that being said, you know, I firmly believe that I'm not discounting religion, because I did say that that was a major portion of my life growing up. I believe that, you know, you can live your life one of three ways. You can use religion, the thinking, the philosophies, having faith, you know, having faith the size of a mustard seed. You can tell that mountain to move and it'll move. All things work together for good to them that love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. It's still in me. It's still a big part of me. I also believe in scientific. You know, your brain has a reticular activating system, and that whatever you believe at that point in time, you are going to find, and you're going to keep proving that thing to yourself over and over again. You know, for example, you buy a new red Mustang, and you go out on a road and that's all you see. It's like you never saw that car before, but now that you bought it and you go out on a highway, that's all you're going to see is red Mustangs. Kind of that same point. You go somewhere expecting a certain thing to happen, you're going to look for it to happen. If you don't believe in this stuff, then you're going to keep finding evidence to keep proving to you that it doesn't exist. Those sort of things. And also, lastly, I want to call it the esoteric law of attraction. However, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And taking a step back and thinking critically, you see all three concepts are exactly the same. If you believe in God, if you believe in nature, if you believe in source energy, if you believe in a great grand architect of the universe, if you believe in whatever, this hangout is universal, and it includes all avenues, because when you really break down all the concepts, they're really all the same. And who's to say that I'm right and you're wrong? Because if I believe I'm right and you believe you're right, I'm just going to find evidence to prove that I'm right, and you're just going to keep finding evidence to prove that you're right. And so we have the same continuum. So regardless, whatever it is you believe, this philosophy, concept, whatever you want to call it, is universal. It will work. So my little spiel, my first hangout, we're going to get better at these. I'm probably, I don't know, might keep my clothes here, might cut my hair. I don't know what I might do. But any which way, subscribe to the channel, leave some comments below, let me know what you think, and we're really going to start digging into things. The next hangout, I'm gonna read the book As a Man Thinketh before the hangout and basically discuss one of the chapters. I've read that book like 17 times, and you know, each time I read it, I get more. It gets deeper into me. So regardless, that's what we're going to be talking about next week. Appreciate you listening. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel. If you got any value, share this video, and I'll talk to you soon.